Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Bianca, the official Bianca Media. So today's video, I just kind of wanted to just switch it up and just have an open conversation just about living with an invisible disease, right? So there's people who are living with lupus, people who are living with MS, amongst several other diseases, autoimmune diseases that you can't look at somebody and know that they may be struggling with something. So some of you all may have seen this. I don't know if you all have seen this commercial, but there is a commercial from HelloFresh, and HelloFresh is a food ordering service. So you go online and you can say, hey, I'm vegetarian, or I eat meat, or I'm gluten-free, or whatever, right? And then they send you all the food to make 3 different meals. So it's pretty convenient. I've done it before. I've been able to get one of those free discount codes and stuff like that. And it's very convenient. It comes right to your door. Everything is measured out. They give you everything, like from the oil to the seasonings, everything is measured out. So it's really convenient. There's several other different brands. But recently, you may have seen this on social media, there is a commercial that features a person living with MS. So they have this whole campaign called Stories from Real Customers. And they're featuring different people, different backgrounds, ethnicities, all that stuff. Sorry, the hurricane is here, y'all. Well, tropical storm, so I'm getting alerts. So anyway, there was this one commercial. This came on television. I was sitting down watching TV, and I was literally doing something else. I looked away for a quick second, maybe was looking on social media or something, and I hear this lady say, I have MS. So I perk up, and I look at the TV, and it's a full-blown commercial from HelloFresh and this lady. So let's play the video, let's watch it together. I'm watching it on my phone, okay. But I'm gonna insert it in.
The doctor called me and she was like, you have multiple sclerosis. So I'm tired all the time, but you just have to keep a positive attitude. Sometimes when I come home, I'm struggling and I'm like, I don't know what to make for dinner. It was always the same thing. That's why HelloFresh works for us. The fresh ingredients, everything is lined up, and we were saving money. I love when we're cooking together. It sets the mood for the rest of the night.
Go to HelloFresh.com and use code TV30 to save $30 off your first box. HelloFresh, get cooking.
Saw that commercial, so instantly I was like, wow, like for HelloFresh to put that out there, feature an interracial couple and this person living with an autoimmune disease and sharing their experience, which when I heard it, I'm like, yeah, I'm tired. We experienced that as lupus survivors, and that can be the story of many people out there. So I hit up one of my friends who lives in LA, and she is living with MS, and for the most part, from what I understand and what I know, her MS is for the most part under control. She is very mobile. She moves around, she travels, she has her own business. So, again, you can't look at somebody and say, oh, you're living with an autoimmune disease. And she's very outspoken. She's a huge advocate for the MS community. So I hit her up and I'm like, hey girl, like, what do you think of this commercial? So she hadn't seen it yet. So she said, well, give me a second, let me go look it up. And she's like, oh yeah. She was like, yeah, there seems to be some people not liking the commercial. I'm like, really? I thought it was pretty well done. If she's sharing her experience, the woman living with MS sharing their experience and saying, hey, this is why it works for us and our home. I think a lot of people could identify with that. And she tells me, my friend from LA tells me, she says, yeah, Bianca, it's a wide variety of experiences. So there are some, of course, people living with MS who are not mobile. They are in the hospital, or they are bedridden, or they can't move around, or they're in a wheelchair. They experience the same range of experiences that we have as lupus survivors is the same for MS survivors. And so, her experience is going to be very different than someone else's. Her moving around and having her own business and all that kind of stuff, that requires a lot of energy, and not everybody has that chance or opportunity. That's not everybody's story. And that got me to thinking just about lupus survivors here on YouTube. There is a huge range, and I'm sorry my voice is cracking up because I'm just thinking about a young lady on YouTube, and her videos will live on forever. Her name is Ashley. Her YouTube channel is Asha Sharon, or Ashe Sharon, but her name is Ashley. And she passed away recently. And it was pretty emotional for me because to see her, she shared her story every single day. Like this video if you've already subscribed to her channel and you were there every single day watching her videos, from when she was kind of doing beauty and all that kind of stuff to when she ended up having to go into the hospital. She was in need of a transplant. It wasn't just lupus she was living with. She also, I think, had pulmonary fibrosis. So she was in need of a transplant, but she died recently, and her family held a memorial and also released balloons. So that video footage is on YouTube. But she maintained such a positive attitude. She was just so lively. You know, you just hear about her stories with her nurses and just her experience. She was always, well put together. She had her nails done and all that kind of stuff. And, I think about, my time when I was in the hospital several different times in the beginning of when I was diagnosed with lupus, and now being able to run a 5K or being able to maintain a job and all that kind of stuff. But we just have, that's the thing with an autoimmune disease, right? Like everyone's experience is so vast, and there's so many different YouTubers on here, and I just hope that, sharing my story can bring you encouragement. It can help you say, hey, there's somebody out there dealing with the same things. There are several other lupus YouTubers that I'm subscribed to. There is a woman named Nicole. She has children, so that's hopeful for me. I want to have kids one day, and she has kids, and you see her moving around and how she navigates that. There's Courageous Beauty. She is a lupus survivor, and she has kids also. And so, again, like there are moms out there living with this. I have a friend who's here, and she's living with lupus, and she's a mom, and so I'm able to say, hey, you know what, like I can still be a mother, which I'm hoping to be one day soon. Not soon, first I gotta get married and have a boyfriend, all that jazz. But anyways, who else is there? Oh, Samantha, I think, from Live Hope Lupus. She's awesome. She has lots of videos. Yeah, I think those are the top ones that come to mind. There are, of course, other people who I've come across, but just those come to mind right quickly. And I just want to thank them, and I want to thank you all who have come to this playlist and who have shared their experiences. I've gotten emails, and so I just want to let everybody know that everyone just has a very, very different experience. And again, I just want to be here to share what I've gone through, what I have found that has worked for me, because we all know one day you can be up and you're doing great and you're feeling great and you're doing fine, and the next day it hits you like a ton of bricks. And we've all had those weeks, those months, and I think back to my time when my lupus was very, very active, and again, for the most part, it is under control. I can feel it when, if I'm about to have a flare, I'm getting really sick, I can kind of sense that now. But in the beginning, like, I couldn't sense it, so stuff would just run rampant, and I didn't know how to, maybe take a step back from my schedule, or change a couple things in my diet. I mean, there's just a variety of things that you have to become in tune with, and also talk with your doctors and be very, very vocal with your doctors. Journal, have a journal. A couple people have asked me, I'm like, write down every single thing, like especially when it's very, very active. Write what you do, write what you're eating, and be very open with your doctors. Like, if you have to be borderline, a little bit pushy, but it's your life, you know what I'm saying? And again, they're doctors of medicine, so they can only give you but so much, and you have to kind of take ownership of it. I charge you to look up as much as you can. There's plenty of videos here on YouTube. Look up on the internet, go to holistic doctors, try different things with your diet, try different things with your schedule. Just do what you can, because again, sometimes we can end up having a lot of different complications, and it's tough. It's very, very tough, and it's not easy. There's no one right way, there's no rule book. I mean, this thing is, everybody is unique like a snowflake, really. I had a friend from college, and he had lupus, and his symptoms were slightly different than mine. But it's just, my friend Alicia, who's here, who has lupus, and she has a daughter. I mean, her symptoms are slightly different than mine, but we have some similarities. And that's the crazy thing. It's an invisible disease that nobody can say your story is wrong, or there's only one way that it should be portrayed. Just like our thumbprints are individually different, living with an invisible disease is very, very different to each and every person. It's like being a snowflake among many, a piece of sand among many. Everybody just has a different experience. And again, I hope that sharing what I'm going through, sharing my tips and tricks, sharing my story can just bring some encouragement, that this can be a place for discussion, for insight. I mean, we're all learning. Like, there's no cure for this. There's no cure for this, right? And it's frustrating. It is frustrating. It's not easy, but know that you're not alone. And sharing your truth is so key. So key. Sharing your truth is the best thing that you can do to save somebody else's life. It's the best thing you can do for yourself, because so many times we think we're alone. We think like, oh, I'm the only one going through this. And you're not. You're not. And that's worse when you start to seclude in and get very individualistic. No, like, shout it from the mountaintops. I'm living with an invisible disease that changes from day to day, that there is no cure for, that is sometimes unexplainable. It can have you going through mood swings. They wanted you to take these pills. You got to change your diet. You got to change your lifestyle. It's not easy, but when you share your truth, when you connect with people, like, go outward instead of inward. You know, if the sun is shining and maybe you've been in the house for a week, even if it hurts you to walk down those stairs, to get out of bed, do it. You know, just do it. Like, just do what you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep going. The fight is not easy. But I just wanted to come on here just with that commercial happening and talking with somebody living with an invisible disease. You know, I was just like, wow, like, this is the same thing I think in the lupus community. You know what I'm saying? We're all different. We all experience different things. That's the video, y'all. I'm all done. I'm done with my rant. Thanks for listening. I hope it wasn't too much for you all. But yeah, so go ahead, like and subscribe, share it with somebody else. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by December. Do you think we can do it? I think we can do it. Like, okay, y'all, right now I'm at 300, but I think we can make 50,000 by December. Do you have enough faith? You know what? All you need, that much, right? The size of a mustard seed. We're about to get to 50,000, watch. Let's blow it out the water. Send this video to everybody. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.